It happened. It happened. Myles Garrett is no longer a Cleveland Brown. He is a Los Angeles Ram. It's been about a year in the making, but it finally happened today, June 1st, 2026. And welcome to the BJack 70 show where we will discuss it from all angles. I I knew this was coming. I knew it was coming. Uh a little birdie told me, little birdie let me know a while ago that this might be something that could be in the air, in the ether, coming eventually post June 1st. Um, and the Rams were not the team I originally thought it was going to be. It was another team. I'll let you discuss that. But again, I'm here. We talk football on this channel. If I told y'all last week, if you were subscribed and you watched the videos in full, this is towards the end of my video last week telling you something might be coming. That's it. That's it. I told you guys it was coming. Myles Garrett was getting traded. I tried to intimate it. I've been speaking about it for maybe a couple months now. Tried to tell you guys without telling you that this was coming. But let's we're gonna discuss it from all angles and everybody that's involved. But first, let me say to Myles Garrett about Myles Garrett. Thank you, truly thank you for everything you've done in Cleveland. Your greatness has been unmatched by almost anybody else that's put on a Cleveland Browns uniform. So shout out to Myles Garrett. Probably easily the best Cleveland Brown of my lifetime. Best Brown ever. I think I still have to give it to Jim Brown. I was checking out the accolades earlier. I think Jim Brown is still number one, but I think Myles Garrett is number two. Two defensive player of the years, Pro Bowl about what, seven times, All Pro five times. Just unbelievable career here in Cleveland, and I thank you for giving us something to look forward to. Watching you play every week when there's not a lot to look forward to from this football team, from this organization, and we'll get into that later. But to Myles Garrett, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your greatness. I wish you well. I wish you the best. I wish you the best in however it turns out in Los Angeles. Um, Good luck. Good luck. And I'm happy for you. Go do your thing in Los Angeles. So that's what I have to say to Myles Garrett about Myles Garrett. Let's get the pleasantries out of the way because the rest of this is not going to be pleasant. The compensation for this trade was, on one hand, you have Myles Garrett going to the Rams, and on the other hand, you have coming to the Cleveland Browns, Jared Verse, another edge rusher, will be his third year in the league this year. Good edge rusher. One defensive player of the year, was named to the Pro Bowl both of his years in the league. good player, good player, ascending player, hopefully. Um, but it's Jared versus not Myles Garrett. And then you get one 2027 first round pick, a 2028 second round pick, and a 2029 third round pick. So the total compensation is Jared versus a first, a second, and a third. One first round pick. One first round pick. One first round pick for the greatest defensive player of a generation, of a literal generation. There hasn't been an edge rusher better than Myles Garrett since Lawrence Taylor, since um, Bruce Smith, since Reggie White. Since those guys, there hasn't been anybody better than Myles Garrett. And you trade him at the peak of his powers. He just broke the all-time single season sacks record a couple months ago. And you trade him for an edge on his rookie deal, one first round pick, a second and a third in future years. So that's the backdrop of the conversation. Now I have a lot of people to talk about specifically and individually. And I'm starting with Andrew Berry. Andrew Berry, when I catch you outside, this is the problem. The problem is I've I I've been carrying water for Andrew Berry this whole time. This whole time, him as the GM of the Cleveland Browns, I've praised him. I've been a fan of him, even through the Deshaun Watson trade. I thought that was, above his pay grade. He did what he needed to do because his owner said to do a thing, and he got it done. So I did not hold that against him. He's been at the head of one absolutely successful draft class in 2025 and what we think is another one in 2026. But this trade is going to be the one that truly defines your legacy, Andrew Berry. Not the Deshaun Watson, not the draft picks, not the draft class, not Shador Sanders, not Deshaun Watson. Myles Garrett and this trade is going to be what defines your legacy. For me, it's in the dirt right now. One, I was up here. I was up here May 31st on Andrew Berry. Now I'm down. I'm in hell. I'm in hell speaking to Andrew Berry right now on June 1st because this is the return that you get for Myles Garrett. No disrespect to Jared Verse. Jared Verse is a good NFL player. He is not an elite NFL player. He is not a generational NFL player. I am unsure if Jared Verse is going to be an all pro in the NFL at any point in time. Hopefully it is. Andrew Berry is betting that he will be based on this trade compensation. And I'm especially upset because I have to get on Twitter and see reporters, newsbreakers, Adam Schefter, Jordan Schultz, Charles Robinson get on Twitter and say this is a haul for Myles Garrett because the Browns and the Rams value Jared Verse as 2 first-round picks. That's the story that's getting told to me. That's the propaganda that's getting pushed to me. I'm not buying it. I'm not believing it. I'm not taking it. I'm not accepting it. Okay? All right. Jared Verse being valued at 2 first-round picks, it doesn't work for me. It does not work for me. I'm not accepting it. I'm not accepting it. And if that is the basis for this trade to be considered a success or a failure, it's a failure for me, dog. It's not gonna work for me, big dog. Again, Myles Garrett, the best player of a generation in his prime, for not an elite replacement and 1 first-round pick. I'm not rolling. I can't. I can't. I cannot do it. I will not do it. Andrew Berry, everything that you've done up to this point has been seemingly about value and value brought to the Cleveland Browns football team. And I had accepted it. I had bought in. Last season you got an extra first-round pick, moving back from 2 to 5. That was a success. I personally I wanted Travis Hunter there, but we got Mason Graham. Mason Graham is a good player. Got picks back for it. I'm okay with the value. I feel like you got better value moving back from 2 to 5 than you got for Myles Garrett. How does that happen? And again, this no disrespect to Jared Verse, but this is all based on the Rams and the Browns thinking that Jared Verse is worth 2 first-rounders. He's not. He's not worth 2 first-rounders. Max Crosby is worth 2 first-rounders. That's I can get behind Max Crosby for 2 first-rounders. So in theory, Jared Verse is not Max Crosby. Jared Verse can't be worth 2 first-rounders. Myles Garrett is better than Max Crosby. Max Crosby, an elite edge rusher. Myles Garrett is above elite. Myles Garrett is we throw around the word generational. Generational is the only word to be able to accurately describe Myles Garrett. It should have been at least 3 firsts. At least 3. It should have been at least 2 firsts to get you to the table. Just to get you to the table should have been 2 firsts. Just to get you to the table. The deal was agreed upon. Jared Verse in 1 first, and you tried to haggle over the second and the third. Tried to haggle over it. Tried to get another first. Rams were never going to give you one. But once the news is out, everything is gone. All your leverage gone. It's once it gets announced, you gotta just take it. This is disappointing. This is disappointing from Andrew Berry. And let's move on to second person. It goes hand in hand with Andrew Berry, and that's Jimmy Haslam. Jimmy Haslam, are you so thirsty, so bloodthirsty for Arch Manning that you just, as soon as you can do it, ship Myles Garrett out for pennies on the dollar just to clear the board for 2027. If you're trying to go all in for Arch Manning or Dante Moore or whoever else is at the top of the board in 2027 at quarterback, don't you think it would behoove you to get more than just one 2027 first round pick? Don't you think it would behoove you to get more ammo than that? Try to get another first rounder. Try at least hold out like you. This is not something that had to be done. This is not something that needed to be done right now. It was expected. It was expected by me that it was going to happen. But if I knew this was going to be the compensation, there's no way I would have been okay with it. I was okay with it under the assumption that you're going to get at least two first rounders and a player. I can't fathom how bad this trade is for the Cleveland Browns. At this point, you guys, Jimmy, Andrew, you should I said at the beginning, this began a year ago. Myles Garrett put in a trade request a year ago. You should have just done it then. You should have just done it a year ago when this first popped up. Because no, you kept him, you extended him, you kept him, and you gave him a no trade clause. Well, guess what? The no trade clause keeps you from being able to extract all the value you can possibly get for Myles Garrett. Because that no trade clause, he has a say in where he's going. If you wanted to trade him to the Jets or something for all the extra picks that they have, he's going to be like, no, of course not. I'm not going there. Why would I? But he wants to go to Los Angeles, to the Rams, compete for a Super Bowl. It doesn't matter to him what the compensation is, but it matters to us. It matters to us, to all the people that live in this city, that buy tickets to go see this unbelievably deft organization. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think about the management of this football team. I I endured laugh, jokes, ridicule for believing in this front office, believing in Andrew Berry. Now I have egg on my face. Now I look stupid. Now I look like Boo Boo the Fool because I chose to put my belief in Andrew Berry, and this is what comes of it. One first round pick for Myles. Okay. Next, Todd Monken. Brother, they don't care about you. They don't care about you. They don't care about your success. They legally needed a head coach for the 2026 Cleveland Browns, and they got you. They brought you in. I don't want to say you're a placeholder, but how do you feel today? If you're Todd Monken, how do you feel today knowing you you have to tell this team, this 2026 Browns team, you have to get them motivated for a whole football season knowing that the front office doesn't care. Knowing that the front office probably would rather lose. you have to get that team ready for war each Sunday. They don't care about you and they don't care about them. You could at least spin it trading Myles Garrett away if they got a haul, if they got an absolute treasure trove of assets for Myles Garrett. You could spin it and say, "Hey, we thought Myles was going to be here. We were going to try to, do some special things here with me on offense, getting it to a level that wasn't here before. We were going to do some things, but the Rams just blew us away. They just blew us away, and we had to take it. We had to take it. It would be malpractice if we didn't take it. But you don't have that. You don't have that option. You don't have the ability to say that because we all see what you got back for it, and it's not enough. It is not enough. I'm gonna keep saying it respectfully, Jared Verse. I'm sorry you're in the middle of all this, but you're young. Yes, you've been productive. Yes, you're still on a rookie contract. Yes, there's 3 more years of team control on your contract plus franchise tags if we get that far. You are not worth 2 first-round picks. I'm sorry. In the same world that with a bad knee, Max Crosby was about to get traded for 2 firsts. About to get traded for 2 firsts. This is similar compensation to what the Chiefs traded Tyreek Hill for, what Trent McDuffie got traded for. Like, this is just a regular defensive or non-quarterback position trade. This is not a generational of all-time player trade that we're seeing here. Ricky Williams got traded for more compensation than what the Browns got for Myles Garrett. So, Tom Monken, they don't care about you. You're holding a spot for whoever Jimmy Haslam really wants to coach this team. Whoever the next franchise quarterback is supposed to be, whoever they want to be the head coach, whoever their team, their agent, their support system, their uncles want to be the head coach, that's going to be the head coach. It's not going to be you, bro. It's not going to be you. So they put you in a bad position. But, like the Mad Men quote, that's what the money's for. So, Jared Verse, I'm sorry. I've spoken about you in this episode already, but you're going from the Rams to the Browns. Obviously, you're not going to win a Super Bowl anytime soon, but silver lining, call the family because that second contract is coming. That contract extension for you is coming very soon because they have to pay you. I don't care what you do in 2026 as long as you don't end up on a list. Even if you end up on a list, I don't know. As long as you are not imprisoned, you're signing a contract extension next off season because they have to. They have to. Mister, you're worth 2 first-round picks. They have to pay you. So, stay healthy. Do what you will. They got to pay you no matter what. So, shout out to you. Two people we're very familiar with on this channel. Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, Shedeur Sanders, don't matter. Whoever's going to be the starter. Both of you going to be the starter at some point. one of you going to be the starter at some point. Hell, neither of you be the starter at any points. Both of y'all, both of you two, can be as good as you want or as bad as you want. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter unless you get this team to the AFC Championship. Unless either of you gets this team to the AFC Championship, you will not be the quarterback of this football team next season. And even if you do, you still might not. You still might not. They are all in for this 2027 class. They are all in. Arch Manning, Dante Moore, CJ Carr, Julian Sand, Lenore Sellers, Drew Mestemaker. The list goes on. I'm leaving out a bunch of people because there's too many. There's too many names. One silver lining from today, I think, though, they're not gonna do the Brendan Sorsby thing. I do not believe they're gonna do the Brendan Sorsby thing in the supplemental draft. For for what Todd Monken's word is worth at this point in the organization, he said it's probably, like, just speaking on the gambling part, like I've been saying, you can't trust a guy with that decision making. He kind of said as much at his press availability earlier today. So I don't think they're going to go the Brendan Sorsby route. But Shador, Deshaun, y'all some lame ducks. The head coach is probably a lame duck. Somehow Andrew Berry's GM is locked in for life. But yeah, y'all boys do what you will, do what you can, do what you want. They don't want you to succeed. They would rather you not succeed. They'll take it if one of you does succeed, I guess. But they're gonna figure out a way. They're gonna figure out a way for somebody that's playing college football right now, somebody that's getting an NIL check right now, somebody that's doing mat drills at 6 a.m. in a college town, somebody that Josh Pate has on his top 6 SEC quarterback list, one of those guys, or top 4 Big Ten quarterback lists, one of those guys is going to be the quarterback of this football team next year. And it's not going to be either of you two. That's what today has let me know. They do not give a damn about 2026 whatsoever. So take that information how you want to. If you're a player on this team, if you're a fan of this team, they don't care. They do not care about 2026. So I'm going to move accordingly, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Next person, Dylan Gabriel. More disrespect coming for Mr. Dylan Gabriel. I don't know if y'all know, Jared Verse, his number is 8 with the Rams. Mr. Gabriel, I'm gonna need to get that number 8 up off your gang. I'm gonna need you to head down to the training room and let the equipment managers know which number you want to go get into. Because it's not gonna be 8. It's not gonna be 8. Matter of fact, maybe just pre-turn your stuff in, because you're probably not going to be here either way. But, just for OTAs and mandatory minicamp, we're going to need to get that 8 up off you, player. I'm sorry. But yeah, more Dylan Gabriel disrespect there. Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward. Hey, yeah, we love you. The city loves you. One of our own. Cleveland made, Cleveland born, but you're next. You're out. You're up out of here too, dog. You're probably gonna be up out of here too. If any good offers come through, we'll holler at you. And we're gonna root for you. We're gonna be happy for your success, but that success is probably gonna be elsewhere. We're gonna ship you off to whoever needs a corner, whoever wants a corner. Don't know what that compensation looks like with your age and your injury history, with the concussions and the shoulders and everything. I don't know what that looks like. It'd probably be, excuse me, would probably be nice to get a second. Would probably be nice to get a third, even. But I don't know. I don't know what the market for Denzel Ward is. And let me be clear. Denzel Ward is, we love you. We love you. Fans, we want you. But we're seeing the writing on the wall. It's big red lights. Come get him. Come get him. And I don't care what's being reported. I don't care that they've said it's a hard no on Denzel Ward availability. Yeah, okay. Okay. I'll believe that when I see that. So Denzel Ward, we love you, but timer just started. To get away from the Browns, because this trade obviously affects multiple franchises. The 2026 Los Angeles Rams, the obvious Super Bowl favorites. Um, that's Cleveland Browns fans. That is what a real football team, a real organization looks like, with a real head coach, with a real GM, with a real owner, with a real quarterback, with real superstars at multiple spots. That's what it looks like. That's what success looks like. They've been in the playoffs, had deep playoff runs every year, won a Super Bowl. That's how it should be done. Los Angeles Rams, I'm proud of you guys. I'm happy for you guys. They're set up for now. And the Ty Simpson pick didn't make sense at the time for me, but now I get it. Now I get it because in this rich quarterback draft of 2027, you weren't you weren't going to have a pick. And you knew you weren't going to have a pick. So you got the quarterback of the future when there was one available for you to take and you were high enough to take it. My apologies, Les Snead, Sean McVay, Los Angeles Rams. I was wrong. You guys are doing it the right way. You guys are doing it the right way. And they got Myles Garrett. They're going to be an outstanding team. They're going to be an outstanding team as long as Matthew Stafford's back keeps holding up like it has been, uh, which I don't see any reason that it wouldn't be, considering he just won MVP. I think they'll be good. Think they'll be quite all right. And speaking of Matthew Stafford, this is just going to extend his ability to keep playing, because if you got guys on that defensive side, they went and got Trent McDuffie, they got Myles Garrett, um, they got Kobe, Byron Young, Braden Fisk. They got guys over there. God, I forget the safeties. Their safeties names. The Cam Kitchens over there, and I think there's another one. They got guys over there. Stafford won't have like if he declines a little bit, it'll be okay because that defense will pick him up like real organizations do. Once it's always complimentary. So shout out to Matthew Stafford, man, looking to add to the Hall of Fame resume. It must really be nice to be a fan of a real organization. Two more guys, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, throwing a party right now, throwing a banger of a party right now. They don't have to run from Myles Garrett twice a year anymore. This really, this really helps them. It really helps Joe Burrow. Lamar Jackson has gotten sacked by Myles Garrett, a few times here and there. He can, he's able to get himself away sometimes. But Joe Burrow, Myles Garrett, I feel like every time we play Cincinnati is sacking Joe Burrow. So he has to be excited at the prospect of not seeing number 95 across from him twice a year. I think he's okay with that. So those are my thoughts. I don't know where we go from here. Browns fans, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know on Twitter, Instagram, all that. Just let me know what are you guys thinking? How are you guys feeling? I'm getting close to jumping ship. I mean, obviously, I'm looking at Los Angeles. I've been a fan of what the Rams have been doing for a while. I'm looking at the Bears. It looks fun over there with Caleb Williams. What you gonna do when you run into the Iceman? Except freeze. Uh, yeah, man. I don't know. It's Jacksonville. My love for Trevor Lawrence. There's other places I could go. There's other teams I could root for. Why am I doing this? Why are we doing this? There's no reason to sign up for this every year just because I live and am from the city that they play in. There's no reason for this. Well, that being said, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. Go ahead, hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Share the video. Let's all watch this and vent about Myles Garrett getting traded together as a Browns family before we leave, before we decide as a collective to get up out of here. Because it's coming. It's coming. So again, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you're thinking, and I'll see you guys later in the week.